everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be reviewing another foundation for you guys. This time it's going to be on the new Marc Jacobs, what is it called? Shameless Youthful Long Wear Foundation. When I first got this foundation, I thought that, oh my god, it looks so small, but apparently it has 1.08 fluid ounce. A typical foundation has 1.0 fluid ounce, so this one is giving you an extra 0.08 fluid ounce or 32 ml. Now the description of this foundation on the Sephora website is pretty extensive, and that's what I usually read for me to get to understand what the foundation does and if it would be right for my skin type. I did purchase this off the Sephora website for 56 CAD. I think on the American website it's 46 USD. There are 28 shades for this foundation, and pretty much that's, I think, typical for Marc Jacobs in terms of their shade range. I did get the shade Tan Y480, and I just kind of guessed it based on, you know, the description, tan with yellow undertones, and I look at the color that is just below that and the color that is above that, so meaning the lighter version and the darker versions. Now the description on the Sephora website, get ready guys, this is gonna be a long one, but I feel like it's so important, especially in a first impression. I did prime already. I used the Fenty Beauty Primer. Once again, it's going to be a first impression for me because I've never tried this before, but I'm just gonna squeeze out a little bit. I honestly don't know how much I should be using, and I'm gonna go in with this Real Techniques brush because all my brushes, my favorite brushes, they're all dirty. So I'm just gonna use this one on this side. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of that, and I'm just gonna start. Ooh, that's a nice color. I like that color actually. It's a little on the red side, I would say, but I don't mind it at all. It actually feels very gel-like, and I'm not sure if it's the brush that is making it extra streaky. So I think I'm gonna have to try to see if I have another one of my favorite brushes, because I actually want to give this foundation a fair review. I've actually used up everything on my arm or on my hand. Right off the bat, I do see that the color is a little bit darker than what I would love, especially since they do have a pretty good shade range based on the color, what I saw on the Sephora website. I will also say that if you look on the Sephora website, even the lighter colors look dark, and I think that as the foundation is setting, it's getting darker because it does say that it sets itself, so it's a self-setting formula, and the more it sets is the more that it's getting darker. I don't know if you guys are actually seeing that. I do want to build it up a little bit on this side, but I think I have to find my other brush because I think this one is making the foundation a little bit streaky. Even though it does have like that gel consistency, I can definitely see if you're someone that buffs your foundation in, it's a good buffing foundation, but I'm not a buffer, I'm more of a stippler. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, before I go ahead and build up this side, I am also going to use the brush with the same amount on the other side. I'm going in with more, guys, more foundation, more, and Okay, so that's how that is looking on the other side. I don't think there's such a big difference between the brush or the sponge, but it has more of a gel consistency, so the sponge doesn't soak it up as readily, so I wouldn't say that there's a big difference. It does look nice and smooth on the face, but I'm not blown away by the texture of it. I'm just not blown away. So what I'm gonna do is go in with the brush that I usually use. I found one that is somewhat clean, somewhat being that I think I used it yesterday, so it's not the cleanest, but it's not dirty either. Just gonna stipple some and as you guys could see, when I first put it on, it's still dark, but it actually gets darker. So depending on your skin tone, you should definitely go up maybe 1 or 2 shades depending on, as they say, the look that you're going for. And this is not giving me the streakiness that I was experiencing with the Real Techniques brush. So that's letting me know that it's actually not the foundation, it is the brush, because this is giving me what I would expect with stippling a foundation in. Let's get my smile lines. Let's put a bit more on the forehead. And I think this would be coverage that I am okay with. Like, I'm okay with this level of coverage, which is what I usually do, 2 layers of foundation depending on, you know, what I'm doing. Of course, you guys could see that the shade 1, it dries, and a lot of people call it oxidation, but the foundation is actually self-setting, so it does dry down to a darker color, and that is exactly what the Fenty Beauty foundation does. It dries, so if you're 1 shade, I would say get a lighter shade, even 2 shades lighter, just to see what happens after it dries. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and finish off my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back, and of course we're gonna give this about an 8-hour wear test and see what it looks like throughout the day. But yeah, I think I won't know what my feelings are until after I do my steps to finish my face makeup. So my concealer, powder, contour, and then setting spray, and then I'll be able to tell you, because I also love to see how, you know, foundations react to different things being blended or applied on top of it. So I'm gonna be right back. Okay guys, so pretty much this is my makeup look right now. I just went off camera, did concealer, powder, contour, the whole thing, and an eye look as well. Now, I'm gonna say right off the bat, guys, I'm not loving the way my skin looks today, and I don't know if it's the foundation or I'm just having a bad skin day, which I haven't had one in a very long time where I actually look at my makeup or at my face makeup and said, you know what, I'm just not loving what I'm seeing right now. And I do have some texture around my mouth area, but I feel like I'm wearing makeup, and I don't know, I haven't felt like that in a very, very, very long time. Matter of fact, probably the last time I felt like that was when I did that Marc Jacobs full cover foundation. I don't know if you guys remember this, over a year ago, but I love the fact that it's long wearing and it's self-setting. And even when I put my concealer on, which is the Kevyn Aucoin Skin Enhancer, which is the one I use probably 95% of the time, it almost made it tacky to the point where I was having a hard time blending it, which I don't experience with other foundations, because that is a very creamy concealer. I have no doubt that this foundation is going to be extremely long wearing, but the way it's kind of going over my skin, I'm seeing my pores, I'm seeing every texture on my skin. And in a world of full filter from Huda Beauty, or even that Laura Mercier one and the new NARS foundation, I feel like this is not giving me that full filter, filtered makeup look, and I'm not liking it. I'm gonna give it a few hours and then I'm gonna come back and give you guys an update. Okay guys, so final check-in for this foundation, the Marc Jacobs Youthful or Shameless Youthful Look Longwear Foundation. I know I didn't mention anything about the packaging before. That's because I don't really pay too much attention to packaging, but it does have sort of like a plastic bottle with a squeezy tube. I can see this being something that people that love to do their makeup on the go would absolutely love. The fact that it's also a 24-hour longwear foundation also lets me know that this would be great to travel with. I don't have a problem with it. As I said, it does offer you a little bit more than the typical 1 ounce of foundation, so it's giving you a little bit more, even though the container looks very, very, very small. As far as the longevity, I will say, you guys could see I am looking quite glossy. Let me just take that down a bit because this gloss wouldn't bother me, but after 9.5 hours, which is how long it's taken me to check back in with you guys, can I say that when I first put this foundation on, I actually didn't like it at all, and throughout wearing it, I realized that I'm not completely sold on this foundation, but I'm also not hating it either. Like, it's just, and I guess this is what, you know, first impressions videos are like, at least for me personally, because it's like the NARS foundation. When I first tried that foundation, it just didn't work out for me until I learned how to use it. And I personally don't like the way it sits on my skin, and I still throughout today just didn't like the way it looked on my skin. And that's because it's just not as smooth as the other foundations that I've been using recently. I will also say that because the color has been off, I think that if I get the right shade, maybe I would like it a little bit better. I just felt like I had to work to get it to, I had to do a little bit more work in order to get it to look better for my skin tone. With that being said, I will continue to use it, and after maybe the 3rd or 4th try, if I still feel like I'm iffy about it, then I will definitely give you guys an update. But as for now, I'm kind of like in the middle. I don't necessarily hate it, but I'm not in love with it either. But that's it. I will definitely give you guys an update within the next couple weeks, I would say. But as for now, I'm just on the fence about this foundation. I don't know if this is something that I'm gonna love, or I'm going to have a better day with, or I'm just gonna end up not liking it all. But this is the result after wearing it for almost 10 hours. So that is it for this foundation review, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up, to like, and also leave your comments down below. Did you guys purchase this foundation, or if it's on your list? Did I persuade you to buy or not to buy? Let me know what's up, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.